so many. Yeah. And then muting that. Perfect. Yay. Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday. All right. So it's time for our live free readings. Of course, I have to read something because that's what I have to do. So let me read that first and then we can get to it. Y'all can go ahead and start, filling out your questions. You can post your question in the comment section below. And then hopefully I'll see it as one of the first few. So let me delete that. Okay. Where's my... there it is. Okay, so my statements are personal opinions based on intuitive impressions, feelings, and assumptions. They are not proven facts. Whatever decisions or actions you take in your life, you are, of course, 100% responsible and liable for those. You can change your future. It's never set in stone. And I am not a licensed medical doctor, counselor, attorney, or law enforcement official. You can still ask me those kinds of questions. But for legal medical advice or treatment, please consult a licensed professional. All right. If you guys receive a reading or if you hear something that you really like, then feel free to comment in the post right after this. So if you're on Instagram, there will be a post. If you're on Facebook, there will be another post right after the live session, and you can put your experience or like what you connected with. I know some of you are gonna be like, you never read me, or I've never been picked, or I asked and you never answered. Like, that's not, I don't care. I don't want to hear that. Like, that's like a lot of people in here, so that's not that special. I mean, we need to hear about the people who actually got a reading, so that way everybody else who is gonna want a reading or wants to just connect or is learning about psychic ability can understand how the people connected the pieces or how information came through. Okay, so that's what that's about. So if you have an experience or you get a reading from me, share it, because people will learn from your experience as well. Please give me a thumbs up. Give me a heart if you're on Instagram. Give me a thumbs up if you're on YouTube. I think you can give me a thumbs up too if you're on YouTube and on Facebook. Share the video with whomever you would like to share it with. If you have a lot of people who follow you, share it and let them come on in so that they can get their questions asked as well. If you know somebody who just needs to ask a question and they need to get it answered by a psychic or a medium, send them the link to the live as well. You can just forward it to them as well. What else? If you do not want to wait for me to answer your question, because of course I'm not going to be able to answer everybody's question. I'm only one person. But if you can't wait, you can always schedule an appointment with me. Just go to my website, FernandoMarron.com, and you can book a session there. And I've got pricing options for everyone. So there isn't any too high, or anybody can book a session or even just an e-reading that might get your question answered as well. Not just keep showing up every Wednesday and every Friday, because I'm going to keep doing these for free, so you don't have to pay anything. You can just show up and then ask your question, and hopefully I'll pick you on one of the visits. What else? Oh, and don't forget to sign up for my newsletter. You can do so on my website. Just go to FernandoMarron.com and you can sign up for the newsletter, where I send everybody a recap of what I put out that week, or the videos, or the the different things, quotes, etc. There was I just did a new section on my website. It's all of my public predictions, both correct and incorrect. Just because I believe that if you call yourself a psychic or a sensitive, you should be able to validate and show the receipts. I'm here every Wednesday and Friday, so a bunch of y'all already know the receipts, already know what that's all about. But for people who have never actually known about me or anything like that, there's a section there that shows all of my public predictions. I'm still adding, because I've only been able to add like 4 or 5, but it's going to have all of my predictions. So if I've gone on in the public, or I've said something publicly, whether it's through social media or whatnot, I'm going to post it there. And if I'm right, then it'll be validated. It'll show it there, what happened after my prediction and how I was right. If I was wrong, then I was wrong. That's the end of it. Like, there's really nothing. If I was wrong, I was wrong. There's really nothing to say other than I was wrong. But all of it will be there, because I don't believe that we should hide our failings, or we should hide the things that we got wrong. We should be able to show how often you are right, because anybody can say they're a psychic, and people don't have receipts. So the receipts are right there. So, all right, that's it. I think that's it. If you're on YouTube and Facebook, if someone messages you asking you to message them for a reading or to private message you, they are a troll. No, none of my people are going to reach out to you. If someone goes in there with my name, it's not me. It's got to be Fernando Marron, my actual handle. If it's not, if it's just a Fernando something or whatever, that's not me. So if you get messaged by someone asking you to private message them for a reading or whatever, you need to report report that person, and that way report them as spam and then block them, and that way the system will pick them up and then they'll be done with that. All right, if you're asking about a life situation, you can ask me about your health, finances, career, and work relationship. Doesn't really matter. It's whatever you want to know about. Please be specific, because if you're not specific with your question, it's not going to help me understand what you're wanting specifically to know, and it's going to take too much time for me to figure it out. And if I'm not going to be able to bring you on, there's just no way for me to figure out or get that clarity. Just be specific with your question. None of the, hey, tell me something, or hey, entertain me. I'm not a damn clown, y'all. I'm a freaking psychogenic medium. There's a difference. I'm not here as an entertainer to of course I'm entertaining, but I'm not here to be on the stage like a damn clown, juggling balls. That's not what I do here. So be specific, so that way I can just go to what you need me to answer and then like hit it as quickly as possible. If you want to connect with a loved one in spirit, let me know the person that you want to connect with, and I'll try to connect you and get some sort of message from them. They speak to me in code, which I call it telepathic spirit code. They're using my thoughts, my emotions, and my memories to communicate the messages. My job is to figure out what the hell they're trying to say, or what in heaven they are trying to say. So you can reword it that way. And so that's my job. And so I've got to figure that out. Sometimes one piece of information, I pretty much got it. It might take 2 or 3 several pieces before I figure out where they're going with it. If you want to come on here on video, you can request to be on video with me. We use these videos and we use them on YouTube, and we also just share how people can connect through mediumship and what this really looks like instead of the edited versions that we see on TV. But if you want to be on video and get an opportunity to communicate and talk with me, you need to be on Instagram, and you need to request to do so at the bottom of the screen. There's a little button that gives you the option there. Okay. All right, guys, I think I'm ready, because I think I've talked about random stuff enough. All right, so let's get started here. So I'm not going in any particular order. I'm just going to kind of bounce around and go where I'm called, or where I feel pulled to. And by the way, guys, if you just say any messages for me, that's, again, not a specific question. It's just, please be specific, because my brain can't grab onto every single thing just doesn't work that way. Johnny and Tank Cintron Escobedo. I hope I said that all right. So if I didn't, please excuse me. On Facebook is any messages from my son. He's coming on a 1-year anniversary, please. Yeah. So first of all, thank you. It's funny. He's I don't know why he's showing me, I feel like I have a lasso in a rodeo, so I don't know what that's about. Whenever someone's at the rodeo and they got the rope and the lasso and they're doing this, that's what he's doing. So I don't know if he's trying to make a joke or he's trying to just acknowledge something about, this, but he's making a reference to that. He keeps acknowledging, thank you. He is pointing to himself. And usually when they do that, it means I'm taking responsibility or this is on me. But the way he's making me feel is it's not intentional. So I don't think that this is any kind of intentional, there's an intent behind this. I feel like this is just either wasn't watching what he was doing, or this was just a mistake. But that's the way he's making me feel. It's almost like an accident or a incidental. It's not intentional. So that's the way he's making me feel. He is showing me the number 8. So 8 is going to be connected, or August. So 8, or the month of August, is going to be significant. He also keeps thank you. He's showing me himself, and I feel like I'm seeing another version. So I don't know if there's another person in the family that looks just like him, because he's acknowledging almost like a duplicate, but there's a similar view. So I don't know if he's got a brother that looks just like him, or there's a child, and people keep saying that the child looks just like him, but he's making reference to that as well. He also keeps acknowledging, I don't know what this means. I feel like I'm looking at a toy. It reminds me of a carousel, where they go around and spin around, but it's not a carousel. This is green, or it's some sort of, it feels like it's a toy and it's a joke, but there's it's green or it's gooey. It's almost like a game you would play with kids. He's showing me something like this as well, because I feel like I'm seeing this spin, and there's this green gook or this green thing that he's referencing. So either y'all have just had an experience and y'all were doing some stuff with some kids, or he's referencing something that he would have liked, or it was a special thing to him. But I don't know why I keep seeing it as a green thing that's swirling, but it reminds me of a toy. So there's a reference to that as well. Okay. He says he's happy. He says, don't worry, he's happy. Peace, love, Jess. Hi, Ferny. Any messages from my husband, Carlos, or spirit guides? Yeah. From your husband, first of all, he keeps, thank you. He's talking about, I'm seeing two numbers in my head. I'm seeing 11 and I'm seeing 14. So either November 14th is connected or there's something about the number 11 and the number 14th, but he's acknowledging that. So there's a reference there. He also keeps, thank you, he's putting his hand over his mouth, which means I wasn't able to communicate or I didn't get a chance to say goodbye. So there's a reference there as well. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. I don't know if you still have his keys or sometimes you hear like the jingling of keys. You know, sometimes some guys, like when they walk around with a lot of keys, you can hear the jingling. Like I'm hearing that. So either there's a reference to the set of keys, or you've heard jingling and he's making reference to that. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. He's spelling out the letter P. I almost feel like I want to say P as in Paul. So there might be a P name like Paul connected to him. Even though that may not have been his name, there's a P like Paul connected to him because he's making reference to that, or there's someone in spirit for you with that name. He also, thank you, there's a baby with him also in spirit. So whenever they show me that, it's usually a child that was miscarried, lost, or terminated that is with them, or someone's lost a child and he's letting the person know that they lost a child, but that the child's with them. So he's just acknowledging that as well. Okay. Let's go here. Darlene Trapp. Hi, Ferny. Do I have guardians around me? Does my disabled son... if so, who? So guardians, it's interesting that you're using that choice of words. So we have spirit guides who are guides that have been with us since the beginning of our life. And then they will be there when we're done because they help us review our life with us. They help us to kind of figure some things out about what we were supposed to do while we were here and what we didn't do and what we want to do on the next incarnation. So those are our guides, and we can have several guides, but there's usually a primary. So there's usually one primary and then the others are usually secondary. We also have loved ones in spirit who are also around us or who visit with us as well. The thing about loved ones in spirit is even though they come around us and they visit with us, and sometimes they try to help us by giving us guidance or just pointing something out, they're very limited to what they can do. So unless they have permission to interfere with your life in any way, shape, or form, and that means pointing you to the next winning lottery ticket or pointing you to this or showing up in a miracle and saving you from a car wreck, unless they have special permission, and usually that happens because something is going the way it's not meant to and things have to be worked in the moment. Usually it's like our guides that are around us the most because they're with us like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You do have spirit guides, but you also have loved ones around you. And I know you're asking, is your son one of your guardians? Your son is not one of your guardians. Your son is just a spirit that's passed away who's connected to you, who comes to visit with you and connects with you often. He takes me out into the yard or garden. So I don't know if you spend quite a bit of time planting or in the yard or garden, but he takes me out there. So sometimes when you're outside, he says he comes around you and he sits and spends time with you. Ladybugs and dragonflies are going to be connected to your son because he's showing me ladybugs and dragonflies. He also is doing this. So there might be a necklace or something that's religious in nature might be connected to him as well because he's making me reference that. But you do have guides, and your main guide's name is Janice, like Janis Joplin. Janice is a female. Okay. Lovely dolls and toys. Aloha, Ferny. Please, do you have some messages from me from my spirit guides? Yeah. Your main guide is they're wanting you to, if you've been thinking about a business or have a business concept or venture in your mind, you need to really think more about that and actually work towards that because they're acknowledging that you're missing opportunities to actually have more control over your finances and also being able to do something that you might have wanted to do for a while. So they're kind of just like pushing you and saying you need to just go ahead and look more into that so that you can begin to work in that direction or go in that direction. Okay, so they're giving you the permission to do so. Hi, Michelle. Thank you. See, let's go here. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was like trying to learn how to pin comments and I didn't know anything about pinning comments, and now I can pin comments. So that way it doesn't move it around from me. Happy belly, please. Hi, Ferny, can you tell me, can you let me know how you see my health improve, specifically my gut health? So there's a couple of things with this that I feel are going to play a role in this or factor in this. I feel like one of your intestines is either compromised or it's smaller than the other. Because I feel like, and it might be the upper intestines or the one in the top. So the one at the top, because I think the lower intestines are larger intestines. But it's the one at the top. There might be something compromising with the intestines, either that it's shorter or there's something that it's just not able to do. Because I feel like I want to pull it and I feel like I can't pull it too far. So I can't overwork that. So I feel like your digestive with your intestines, your upper intestines, that is going to need a little bit of flexibility, just because I don't think you can make it better as far as changing that, but you can work around it is what I think. I also think, and you may not be aware of this, but a lot of high dense sugar products, I feel, aggravate your intestines and aggravate your digestive process. So sometimes when something has too much sugar, it might actually really aggravate your intestines, and you might need to be cautious with that. I also feel that you're going to deal with your digestive system in a couple of ways. One is you are going to take some sort of supplement or something that's like, it feels like medicine, but it's like a supplement, or it's supposed to increase or promote positive bacteria growth. So it's almost like making the environment more sustainable or susceptible to positive bacteria, right? The second part of that is I do think that you'll get more picky with some of the foods that you eat, because you might also have, and you might also become agitated. Your intestines may become, your digestive system may become agitated because of foods that have additives added to them. So any foods with additives, I feel, also aggravate or mess with your system as well. And you may not have looked into this. If you have any mercury fillings, you may need to do something about that, because that may be also adding to the issues. Because I feel like whatever's going on in the dental, there's something in the teeth or dental. The only thing I can think of is mercury fillings, unless it's something else, but it's also adding to this as well. So just be aware of that also. I do think that you will see an improvement with your gut health, but it might take another 6 or 7 months before you get to a place where you want to say, oh my gosh, now I feel so much better and I feel like this is exactly what it needs to be. Okay. All right. Question by Paris. Hi, Ferny. I really enjoy watching any messages from my grandma for me. Yes. So immediately she's acknowledging, thank you. I feel like I want to sing. So I feel like I want to sing. It's weird because I want to sing like all of the like classic songs growing up, like Itsy Bitsy Spider and like, London Bridge is Falling. Like I want to sing all those like songs. So I feel like that's what she's showing up with, is she's showing me this energy of like this music. So either y'all may have had experiences or there are memories connected to that, or you're going through this process right now with some of your with some little ones, and she's acknowledging seeing what's happening or seeing what's going on with the kids. She also, thank you, she is showing me the number, she showed me the number 2, but then I also saw the 27th. So February might be connected, or the 27th of a month might be connected, because she's acknowledging that as well. She also keeps acknowledging a picture of herself with a cap or a hat. It might actually be a type of special hat. Whenever like a nurse back in the day in like the 50s or like nurses used to wear those like, those, it looked like paper hats, but those like hats, it reminds me of that. But there's a picture of her, she's acknowledging a picture of her with a special hat on. So it's not like just a regular cap. It's like there's a specialness to this. That's how she's making me feel. She also, thank you, her mouth doesn't hurt anymore. So she's acknowledging that she can eat, or her jaw or her mouth doesn't have pain anymore. She also makes me feel like she was ready to go, because there were other issues that were starting to build up, and she knew that this was just going to turn into more and more and more suffering for herself. So she was like ready to go. So she's making me aware of that as well. She also is acknowledging your mom. I don't know if this is your mom's mom, but she's referencing your mom or bringing up your mom. If this is not your mom's mom, doesn't matter. She's probably saying hello to your mother or acknowledging your mom. If this is your mom's mom, that would make sense. But she's wanting to acknowledge specifically your mom as well. Okay. But birds are connected to grandma. Let's go here. Paulo Morales on YouTube. Hey, Ferny, any messages from my guides? Do you see any pregnancies for me soon? I feel like there might be a pregnancy in about 7 months. So give it about 7, maybe almost 8 months. So about less than a year, but more than like 7 months is what I'm thinking about a baby. Okay. Asalia Vasquez from Facebook. Any messages from my daughter? Yeah, she's doing something interesting. She's doing this. So I don't know if she had this thing she used to like to do with her hands or making like some, but she's doing that. So she's making reference to that. She's showing me a necklace. So there might be a necklace that is connected to her, one before her passing and then one after her passing. So there may actually be two separate necklaces she's referencing, but one would have been one that existed before her passing. And then there might be another one that may be connected after her passing because she's acknowledging that. She also keeps, thank you, Tony or T-O, male name, Tomas, Tony, Timmy. There's a T-O name that I kind of want to go in that direction. So she's acknowledging that name. I'm kind of thinking this might be someone that's passed because I'm almost seeing it more than once. So there might be more than one person with that name. But she's like, I feel like I want to reference the person that's passed. So there's a person that's passed that's got this T name that may be connected because she's acknowledging that. She also keeps referencing, thank you. She's wrapping herself around you. So I don't know if you have a jacket or a piece of clothing or a blanket that you wrap around you because she's wrapping something around you. So there's a reference there as well. She's also talking about a little bear. So I don't know if you have a little bear or stuffed animal or something that she liked or she really appreciated that now you have, but she's referencing something like that as well. Okay. Lorena Image 91, I think that's what it is. Hi Ferny, do you see here? Let me pin it. There it goes. Hi Ferny, do you see my new job working out for me? Thank you. I only see you there for about 4 or 5 months, and then I see you going over to another location or to a. Just trying to figure out if this is going to be in person or not now that everybody's online. But I think that, yeah, I almost feels like a different location. For example, like if I am working at one like hospital and I decide I'm going to switch over and go over to a different hospital, that's almost like the way I want to describe it. I feel like you'll be where you are or with the part of the organization and the job that you are for about 4 or 5 months, and then there's a switch and you go over to a different part of it. It feels like it's the same thing though, or it's the same organization, but it may be a different location or a different part of it. So there may be a bit of a switch up there. When the switch happens, I actually think it'll be better for you, and it inspire you to want to possibly get some more training, certification, education, or push yourself more in that direction. Amber Leanne. Gotta make it better. There it goes. I have to make it bigger so I can see it. Okay, Ferny, I'm with my friend Devin. She's under the impression her grandma no longer loves her. No, that's not true. Shut her up and tell her she does, please. Any messages for her? Your grandmother loves you. The reason why you're not really getting a good whiff of your grandma anymore, or you're not feeling her as often or feeling the connection, is because you are actually going through some drama yourself, and you're kind of vibrating at a lower, you're going through this whole like woe is me period in your life because there's other things going on that you need to kind of that you want to be different, but it's not working. So you're like, so you're in a lower spectrum, and that's why she's not able to connect with you. Your grandmother loves you. Butterflies are connected to her. She also keeps, I feel like I want to wrap something around my neck, but it's not like, I don't think it's a necklace. I almost feel like it's a turtleneck or some sort of neck thing. So there might, if it's a necklace, it would be a very thick necklace because I feel like this is much bigger than like a simple necklace. So she's making reference to something like that may be connected. She also keeps, I don't know if you were in dance or you were a cheerleader, but she's showing me an image, and I feel like it's either a picture of you in dance or cheerleading, or it's a picture of her when she was younger in dance or cheerleading. But there's a reference there because I feel like I'm seeing a picture in this like attire. So she's making reference to that as well. She also keeps acknowledging that she got your, it's almost like it's funny because she's talking about your windshield or your, I've seen those things. What is it? The windshield wipers. I'm seeing that. I don't know why she's bringing that up. I don't know if you randomly had your windshield wipers just turn on by themselves and you're like, why are they on? That may be her letting you know she's around you, or something's happened and she's acknowledging something with this as well. She also says there's a dog there for you as well. So there's a dog in spirit that is connected to you also, that she wants you to know the dog is with her. Okay. Also, the 17th might be connected because she showed me 1/7. So either January 7th is connected or the 17th of a month might be significant. All right, let's go. Hey, Samantha. Yeah, I see your. Hey, Samantha. I do remember you. I'm going to try to bring you on and see if you'll come on with me because I owe you. I didn't get a chance to connect with you properly. So let's see if I can bring you on. I think last time you declined. It was like Princess Samantha, I think, wasn't it? And that last time you declined because you were trying to figure it out. So let's see, Samantha, if you can accept it. If not, then just ask your question and then I'll look for you again. See if I can find you later, okay? Yeah, it's not going through. That's okay. That's okay, sweetheart. Just I might try you again one more time, but be ready when I try you again, okay? But go ahead and ask your question. Maybe I'll bump into it. Hey, Rocky Willow. Do my guides have any information for me? In general and pertaining to my love life, please, Ferny, I try to watch you every time. You know what? I'm going to bring you on, girl, and I'm going to have you ask me a specific question because that's not very specific. And I'm like, what is she wanting to know about? So let's see if you can come on, Rocky Willow. Let's see. Put her on the spot. Let's see if she's like, oh, no, people are going to see me. And I got to put my set house on. I got to put my eyebrows on. That's how my mom always was. My mom, she like shaved off all of her eyebrows when she was a teenager because that was what the girls did back in the day. And so she always didn't have them on. And whenever someone's going to come over, that's the first thing she would run and go do. Like, oh, I got to put my eyebrows on. Yeah, she's not answering. Rocky Willow, here's the thing. As far as relationship is concerned, I feel like you keep swimming in the same swimming pool and then you're complaining about people pissing in the pool. In other words, the same it's either the same type or the same situation like over and over again, and I feel like it's just there's a lot of similarities or like same stuff happening on a regular basis, and so it's almost like if you don't want pee in the pool, get into another pool. So what I would say to you is if you want something different, you probably need to like step outside, and I mean like way outside what is norm or what you're usually drawn to. With that being said, there's someone this year that you might go back and forth on, back and forth on, back and forth on, and it might be someone you've already been involved with. I still see it going back and forth, and unless you decide to make a different choice. Okay. Let's see. All right. Here's one. James Wong. I hope I said it correctly. If I didn't, please excuse me. Hi, Fernie. I'm struggling to find a Canadian manufacturer that makes flavor powder for my business. Can you help guide me in the right direction? And if you get a name of the company, that would be better. What is it? Flavor powder for my business. This is going to sound absolutely ridiculous. The minute I started to read that, I kept thinking of a company that manufactures airplanes and that deals with the airline industry. So here's what I'm going to say. I would look for any food companies or for any companies that produce products that are used for airplanes, airline industry, anything that has to do with that. Either that or the company actually has an airplane on the emblem or is something to do with flying high. So there's something like that that's connected to a company that might work for you. But I kept thinking of like airplane hangar, and I was like, why am I saying airplane hangar? Then I was thinking of United. Starbucks, we used to get our food from a company that made food for United, and then we switched over Continental. I'm sorry, Continental, and before it was United, and then we switched over to another company. So I was getting some of those pieces. So I feel like there's something there that you might want to look into that has to do with the company that deals with producing stuff for airline companies, or like whether it's the little packets, it's something like that. I feel like it's a company that might be able to produce or to they already have another part of the company that does other things, but the link that I'm talking about might be the way to get in there. Okay. Let's go over here. Um, Misty Ball. Hey Ferny, do you get anything for me for my loved ones? This is why I ask y'all to ask me about a specific person because I'm just gonna open my mind to whoever, and the first person that pops in to get their message across may not be the person you want to talk to, and that's why I'm like, just ask me who you want to talk to, because if not, I may bring up someone completely at random that is connected to you, but you may not want to talk to. And I want to make sure you get your message from the person you want to connect with. That's why I asked that. But this is an example of this. Misty, okay, so to answer your question, there is a female over you, or there's a female wanting to say hello. I feel like I don't think, first of all, there's a big cancer connection to her because I keep seeing cancer. So I want to say that she probably had cancer. It might have even been in the lungs or in the respiratory system because I keep seeing the lungs being an issue as well. She also keeps making me feel, thank you, that this was not diagnosed properly or someone, they missed it. And then they may have caught it again, but it may have been different or too late. She also keeps referencing, thank you, an M. So I want to say that there might be a connection to the letter M with the name. It's a female. It's a female name, M. It's funny because I want to say I feel like I want to say a male's name, but it's a female's name. Because that's how it sounds to me. Like for example, when like some people like there are females who are called Michael. Like there's a character in Star Trek Discovery called Michael, but it's a female. But I feel like she's giving me a M name, but it feels like it sounds like it's a male's name, but it's not. It's her name. I'm sorry, it's her name or it's the name of the person she's connected to that you're connected to put the pieces together. So either the M name is her name or it's the name of the person that connects you both together to each other. But she's acknowledging this M name. I kind of want to put her on your mom's side of the family or on that side of the family because I feel like she's connected to that side. She may not be a family member though. She might be someone that was just connected to the family. So like mom's friend or, my Aunt Sue, she was a neighbor, but that's what we called her aunt. So, it's something like that because she's making a reference to that. She also talks about the family of four. So there would be four members in her family. So she's acknowledging that family of four. Okay. She's just saying hello and she's not in any pain. That's the message, but she's just saying hello. So, yeah, that's who that was. Kel's Jammy on Facebook. Hey, hi Fernie. I'm looking for some direction with my love life. Will I be single forever? So stop being picky because I feel like you're being picky. Even though you may not think you're being picky. You think you're being completely reasonable. I think you're being picky in ways that doesn't matter. I also think that you're using your history against yourself in ways that you don't realize. Meaning that every time someone goes and dates or gets into a relationship or whatever, and the experience, they have an experience, even if the person isn't a rotten person or they're dating someone that's okay, but if there's any kind of like negative experience or something, or it just doesn't work out, that's still taken as a negative. And I feel like sometimes you're beating yourself up over the things that did not work out or didn't stick. But also at the same time, I also think that you're only focusing on some of the negative attributes in past relationships. So you need to work on that because that's, if you come out of a rough relationship and all you can think about is how men are dogs and they're all awful and this or that and blah, 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 you're basically praying to God to send you more of the same because that is what you're focused on creating and producing that energy. So you're going to get that back from the creator, which is responsible for all the energy. So that's what you're doing. So you got to work around that and switch that up a little bit and focus on the positive attributes. Focus on the positive things that you've gained from these connections and these relationships. I know you're like, Fernie, I don't want relationship advice. Just tell me when I'm going to find somebody. I'm telling you because I want you to find somebody, which is why I'm telling you these things. Whether you agree with me or not, it's fine. You can go on to Facebook or Instagram, or you can go on to Yelp and, Fernie doesn't know what he's talking about and he's like psychotic or he's like, a fraud or a fake or whatever. That's fine. You still need to use the advice that I'm giving you because this is advice that will help you. So get this book by Cheryl Richardson called The Art of Extreme Self-Care, because you need to learn to love yourself, not just take care of yourself. I think you know how to take care of yourself, but love yourself in a way that is not requiring of you to have someone to be with you. Because once you do that, then you can drop some of the expectation and then you can focus on the things that really matter when dealing with people. There's a person by the name of PH, it's funny because I want to say philanthropy. There's a sound like that because it's the PH name. Person connected to New York. They may even have connections to this will sound weird. They may have connections to a Jewish temple, but I don't know if they're actually Jewish, which is why I'm like, okay, I don't understand. So there's connections to Jewish people, but they're not Jewish. So they may be someone that does that is connected to like the structure, or there's something like that that's connected to them. Keep an eye out for them because they may pop into the picture in March of 2022. It's a while from now. It's not right away, but in March 2022, there might be someone that pops in that's got those ties to it. Okay. Let's see if I can bring somebody on because. Okay, so here are all the people. Let's do. Okay, let's see. You gotta hear music. That's my Christmas music. I've been listening to my Christmas music all day. So, all right, BR Home Improvement. I'm here. So let's see if you'll take my.
Hey,
Hello. Hi. How you doing?
I'm good. I was in the middle of straightening my hair. I
That's
didn't even.
okay, girl. Keep straightening it. Keep straightening it. What did you want to ask me?
Um, so I kind of just want to see. Today's my grandma's birthday. She's passed away about 2 years already. I just
Mm-hmm.
want to see some messages from her and maybe some guidance from my mom.
Mm-hmm. First of all, thank you, because she's talking about a separation or a split. Did your mom and dad split, or are they not together?
Well, my mom, she's passed away, so that's pretty much their only separation.
Okay, wait, but you're wanting to connect with your grandma, right?
And then just probably get some guidance from
Okay,
my mom.
because your mom.
Yeah.
So if your mom's passed, this might be your mom trying to pop in because what I'm getting is mom and then the split or the disconnect. Did you not have the best relationship with your mom, or was there a bit of a split with your mom?
No, no, we're like super close.
Mm-mm. There's some
Super
no.
close.
Mom is talking about the split or this. She's talking about the separation or this, unless you just went through a separation or a split. But they're referencing a separation or a split, so they're bringing something up. Because this mom, and then I want to say this, your grandmother's on the line, but I want to say mom is going louder or she's trying to give me something. Here's what I'm going to say: whatever's going on right now romantically in your life, either something is happening and there may need to be some attention paid to a relationship, or she's aware of a separation or a split because there's something that she's bringing up in that way. She also keeps acknowledging the 13th. Do you know if the 13th of a month or January 3rd is connected?
No, I know my sister's birthday is January 31st. That's about it.
No, this is 13th connection. So, and you might have to think about it. So she's acknowledging the 13th. So the 13th of a month is significant because she's acknowledging that. She also keeps referencing, thank you. She is showing me also a necklace. Do you have a necklace that's connected to mom?
Yes, I do.
Got it. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. Did you put flowers out, or did you plant flowers or roses for mom? Because she's showing me something that looks like planting something in the ground.
Um, Usually whenever I buy flowers, I put them right next to her urn every time that I get flowers.
Okay, but do you also have flowers that belong to mom, or flowers that are in the ground?
I was supposed to make a garden for my mom, and it was just gonna be of her favorite sunflowers.
Yeah. So she knows about what you were supposed to do and how you hadn't done it. So she's probably bringing up, where are my flowers? So she's probably getting on you about her flowers, and that's what she was wanting to bring up. She also, thank you. There are two animals that are there. I want to say that one is a dog and one is a cat. Do you know of a dog and a cat in the family that have passed?
We're mainly dog people.
Yeah.
We've really never had a cat, but yeah, definitely dogs.
Okay, there is also a cat, and the cat is light colored, like white or fluffy. It might have even been a Persian because it's got this like really puffy thing to it. But she's acknowledging that as well. You know what she showed me when she showed me that? Because I had an aunt. My aunt always had dogs, never had cats, except once in her entire life. Someone gave her this cat, and that cat was there for a few years, and it was like the fluffiest cat ever. But that's what I'm seeing in my head. So there's something about also a cat in there in spirit as well, because she's acknowledging a cat being in spirit. It would be, like I said, white or fluffy, because she's showing me that as well. She also keeps thinking. Mom is also acknowledging. Do you? I don't know if this is journaling or writing music. Is there something about journaling or writing music? Because she's doing this for me.
I write poems for my mom.
Okay, so she's acknowledging this. Have you ever had somebody sing your poem, or try, or thought about having someone sing it?
Actually, I'm in the middle of trying to get a book started. That's based on my mom.
Ah, so her talking about the writing, the journal, and then the music or whatever, that's all going to be tied in together. So she's probably acknowledging that. So it'll probably be a book about the story, but then also poems included as well. So that's probably where she's going with that. But she's acknowledging that. She also keeps, thank you. She also keeps acknowledging being very proud of you. So she wants you to know that, being very proud of you. She also says you don't need anybody to tell you what to do or to tell you who you should be. You choose who you want to be and don't worry what anybody else says. So she's acknowledging that as well, okay? She also she's bringing up the split. Do you and your father not have a relationship, or is your father not in the picture?
Uh, I think that's what she's talking about because my biological dad tried to come into my life this last week and I wanted him gone.
That's,
And I
yeah,
told my mom, I said, please just tell me I'm not wrong for doing this.
got it. This is what she's talking about, because when she's talked about the split between her and your father, I was like, what is she talking about? But now I know where she's going with this. I'm asking her if she can validate. She's giving me a thumbs up, which means yes, you're in the right. So she's letting you know that. She also says people don't change sometimes. People don't change. And she also is like, sometimes people come into your life acting like they want to be a part of it when in fact they only want favors. So she's acknowledging that you made the right decision. So she's wanting to let you know that. Do you understand that?
Thank
Do you know if
you.
he also asked you for a favor before you said goodbye, or he tried to borrow money from you?
Yeah, exactly what
Yep.
he did.
She knows. Yeah. So she knows the situation that happened with that. So she's just letting you know you made the right decision. She also keeps acknowledging, again, going back, I'm proud of you. You don't need anybody. I'm proud of you. So she's letting you know that. She also, thank you. I can smell like canela. You know the smell like canela? I can smell that with mom. So you might smell like a cinnamon or canela smell from time to time, because it's almost like when someone's making like arroz con leche, or it's like it smells like that. That's what they're giving me the scent of. So there's something there that she's making me feel, or that she's making me smell as well. Mom will send you butterflies, so be on the lookout for that because she's acknowledging that as well. Grandma is wanting to say hello. Grandma is acknowledging a birthday. Do you know if we're around your grandmother's birthday, or we're around it because she's acknowledging the birthday?
Today's my grandma's birthday.
That's it. So your grandmother is acknowledging her birthday, so she's making reference to that. She also keeps acknowledging thank you. Um, there's a tia there with her. Does your grandma have a sister that's also passed?
Um, my cousin's mom recently passed away, so it's my grandma's sister-in-law.
Okay, okay, got it. She's just acknowledging to let everybody know that the sister-in-law made it there okay, and that she's fine. She also says it couldn't have been avoided. So no matter what people think, she's like, no, 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 it couldn't have been avoided. So she's just acknowledging it was time for her to go as well. She also says, look into the clouds because you're going to see the angels. So I don't know if you've ever seen something in the clouds and thought that looks like an angel, but she says, look into the clouds because you'll see the angels. Okay, Grandma's with you. They know what you're dealing with, and your mom says you're on the right track.
I just feel like sometimes it's hard because Ferny, your live videos, I anticipate them every week because since my mom passed away, you're my only communication I have towards.
Yeah. Here's the thing, because I don't want you to feel like there is zero communication without me in the picture. They literally are with us all the time. Like I'm that crazy. Like when I go to the bathroom to use to go poo or whatever, I'm like, I need my veil of privacy, y'all. So I literally like just pretend like I have this like curtain, because I'm like, I'm not trying to have y'all look at my uni, I'm like trying to use the bathroom. So you kind of have to act like they are there. You just can't see them physically. But you need to you're already doing stuff to connect with mom and to connect with them, but you need to pretend and assume that they're still around. You just can't see them. Just pretend like they're on vacation. They're in an island that doesn't have phones, but they have a pad and they can see everything you're doing. Like, you think of it that way, because talk to them. They can hear you. You may not get your answer right away, but they're answering you now and they're aware of what you're going through. So talk to them. Talk to them. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. You take care of yourself.
Okay, you too.
By the way, mom says she likes your hair. She wanted me to tell you that too. All right,
Thank you.
sweetheart. Bye. That's funny. I'm like, y'all are worried about like the afterlife and everything, and she's like, oh, I like your hair. Let's see. Let's go to somebody else. Okay, let's see. Let's go to Leah or Leah. It could be Leah, but it might be Leah. Leah Catherine. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing, sweetheart?
Very good.
Awesome. What did you want to ask me?
My grandma passed, and I just want to know if she's in peace.
She's not in any pain. She makes me feel. Thank you. She's doing something odd. She's kind of pressing on my shoulder here. She's pressing in, and she's acknowledging like these weird like shooting sensations. Do you know if there was anything affecting her nerves, or she was starting to have some nerve issues towards the end?
I'm not sure.
It almost feels like what is this? Because I'm feeling this sharp thing like this, and then I also feel like my heart's connected to this, but I'm feeling this sharp thing like this because this is the feeling that she's giving me. So what I want to say is that there's either something nerve related that was affecting her towards the end, and it may have also been connected to the function of the heart, but she's showing me this. She also makes me feel very like I feel like out of it. I feel like I can't concentrate or I can't keep my eyes open. So do you know she was also having difficulty concentrating or staying alert?
No, I just know that she was walking to her room, and we found her on the floor.
Okay.
And they said it was something to do with her heart.
Yeah.
But it just kind of came out of the blue, and
yeah.
We were supposed to be there that day, so I just feel really guilty.
No, she's not worried about it. Here's the thing. She don't want anyone fussing over her. She never want anyone to fuss over her. It's funny because she might want your attention, but she doesn't want anyone fussing over her. Big difference, right? So Grandma, the way she makes me feel is she didn't really want anyone around if she passed, because she's like, if I pass, I want to go. I don't want to linger. If y'all had saved her, she would have lingered for a while, and that's not what she wanted. So she's not upset about y'all not being there. She's okay with how things happened because she just wanted to, if she was going to pass, she didn't want to linger and go on and suffer a lot more. She also says her hip had been giving her some problems as well. So she's acknowledging that her hip was giving her some pain also. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you, she's apologizing about the timing of the passing. Were y'all going to a party, or was there supposed to be a birthday party that week?
I just know she never wanted people, well, she didn't want people around a lot for events, but this particular day she did want everyone around. And because of the weather and our last minute stuff, we ended up not being able to go. Okay. So it's like kind of she wanted to have like a little thing, and then she is
not worried that y'all were not there. She is not worried that y'all were not there. In the moment of passing, she just wanted to go. She didn't want to linger. But at the same time,
her like this with her hands together.
Yeah. When because she says she felt very dizzy and she felt disoriented and she wanted to just lay down. And so she was trying to it's almost like she thought she was close enough to her bed because she couldn't make out. It's like how things are like spatial. It's like something's in a different room, but to her it was like in her thought and it was right there. It almost reminds me of someone when they're having like a stroke or an aneurysm, because that's what it reminds me of. But I feel like it's also connected to what was going on with the heart, because it was all connected, because she's acknowledging that. She is not upset that y'all were not there. She knew her time was coming on a subconscious level. She didn't know in her head, in her waking state, but she knew that their time was coming. That's why she wanted everybody to come together. But the fact that y'all were not there in the moment she passed, she's not holding that against y'all. So she doesn't want you to worry about that. But again, she's coming back to what I said earlier. There was a birthday in that week, or there was a significant date right around her passing, because she's acknowledging it like literally within a week or two of her passing. So you might have to think about it, or you might have to ask Mom, because she's acknowledging that. She also, thank you. She also keeps acknowledging a picture of her. Did someone put flowers in a picture with her? Did they make like some thing with her picture and flowers right next to her face?
I made her like her pamphlet for the funeral. I don't know, maybe that.
Are there flowers next to her face? I'm probably gonna have to go. That's okay. You might need to go back and look. It's either that or there's a image that was made, but an image that was made with her, and then there's like two flowers or two like things right next to her face in the picture, because she's acknowledging that. But it feels like these are like cartoonish, or like they're like put in. So that's the way it comes across. So just FYI with that. Mom, thank you. Grandma keeps acknowledging the number. Thank you. She's actually acknowledging November. So do you know if November or the 11th of a month is connected? She's making a baby symbol. Do you know if there's a baby due in November, or someone just got pregnant in November?
No. Not me.
Okay, I'm like, here's what I'm gonna say. It doesn't feel sad like someone passed in November. It feels more like I'm excited or there's a baby coming. So there's something about November and this because she's doing this. Either that or a baby was born in November, but she's making that gesture. So she's acknowledging that. There's also a little toy dog. It might be a terrier that's also there as well. Do you know if there was ever a Pomeranian or a little terrier small dog?
I had a little Shih Tzu Yorkie.
Okay, Yorkie. Yorkie would fit. For me, that would fit. So even though it's a mix, Yorkie would be small enough. She's acknowledging this dog being there. So there's a reference to this dog as well. She's trying to give me a name. Is there an I want to say Alex or Alexandra. Is there like an Ali or Alex or Alexandra name? AL name connection? Still alive.
Not no, not that I can think of right off the
Okay.
top.
There is an AL female.
Okay.
If it's not a family member, it's still close enough that you would be directly connected to this person. Because I don't feel like it's a person that you're connected to through someone else. It feels like it's someone that would be directly connected to you.
Okay.
AL starting name. I don't know why your grandma's showing me cancer, but I feel like this person's still alive. So do you know of an AL female name who is diagnosed with cancer or is dealing with cancer? It's like skin cancer or it's on the skin. That's okay.
Nobody right now with that.
Okay, no worries. You need to go back over the video and write it all down just because there's
Right.
a lot there that you're not clicking and that's okay. That happens all the time. She also keeps showing me a bracelet. Is there a bracelet connected to grandma? It's either a bracelet or it's a watch.
I have one of her bracelets.
Okay, so she's acknowledging the bracelet connection. She also is showing me a book as well. Do y'all have a book that's connected to grandma? It might even be a recipe book, but it's almost like a book.
Okay. Not that I can think of.
That's okay.
It's just, yeah, it was a lot.
That's okay. There's a book connected to her because she's acknowledging someone has her book. So it's either a book that's special to her or a book that has recipes. But this is a book because she's acknowledging that as well. Her husband. I'm seeing two grandfathers. Do you have two grandfathers in spirit also?
Yeah.
Okay. So she's just trying to let me know who's with her. So she's acknowledging the other two grandfathers with her as well. Is there also a D female like Dorothy or Doreen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dorothy, yeah.
Okay. Who is Dorothy to your grandma?
Her sister.
Okay. Her sister's passed?
Her sister is alive, but her husband is very sick right now.
Okay. That whole situation may get really interesting and kind of complicated. And there may be some surprises with how that all pans out because your grandma's kind of letting me know that there's more to what's going on there than people are currently aware of. And they just have to wait and see how things play out. This is not something y'all can do anything about. It's more like this is not going to be an easy thing for them, but this may have more, there may be more in store than just he going through something. So she's almost just bringing attention to like, she needs to make sure she needs to ask for help if she needs help. So your grandmother's just acknowledging she needs to ask for help if she needs help. Okay. There's a 4-leaf clover or a little Irish symbol that she's also giving me. Is there something about a good luck charm or a 4-leaf clover that's part of a necklace or a piece of jewelry? You know how sometimes people have necklaces and they have a little 4-leaf clover that's out of metal green or like a little thing on a bracelet? That's what she's showing me. So there's something like that that's connected as well. That's okay. That's okay. You're fine. You're fine.
I'm gonna have to go back and
you're fine. Yeah. People's brains black out, and it's okay. This is what the recordings are for, so you can go back over the recording. Okay. When you get the recording, go back over it. She's not upset. She's fine. She wanted everyone together because she just wanted to say goodbyes or have a moment with people, but it didn't happen in time. That's okay. She's not concerned with it. She didn't want people actually there when she passed because that's not what she wanted. And if someone would have tried to save her or help her, it would have caused her to drag on, and that's not what she wanted. Okay?
Okay.
All right, sweetheart. You take care of yourself. Go back over the recording and write it down and ask mom.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Darling.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, I think I have enough time for a couple more. Let's see. Brandy. Brandy. Hello, Brandy.
Hi,
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
I'm good.
Awesome. What do you want to ask me?
Um, there's been a recent death, particularly a suicide. So I
Mm-hmm.
was trying to find out from that person just kind of why or anything
Mm-hmm.
pertaining to it.
Yeah. Is it a male? Is this the male?
Yes.
Yeah. First of all, the first thing he was talking about was having a psychotic breakdown. Did y'all notice his behavior really being a little differently leading up to when he committed suicide?
I wasn't around him, so I don't really know on a day-to-day basis if he was acting
Okay.
any differently.
Here's what he's asking. He's what he's telling me. He's making me feel like there was a psychotic breakdown. So he's not making me feel like, oh, I'm gonna go out and just kill myself today, or this was just me, taking something and overdosing. I mean, he makes me feel like there was a complete break in his like mindset, and there was something that was going on in his life at that time in that week that pretty much did it for him because he's making me feel this way. Do you know if he also had a history with some legal issues?
Not that I know of.
Okay, there might be some legal things connected to this that he's trying to highlight, he's trying to make me aware of. But the ultimate cause of death wasn't just because I want to go kill myself. He's talking about like a psychotic breakdown. Like he makes me feel like he lost his mind, and this is why he did it. He also makes me feel like he took something that made it worse, or he took something that caused it to get worse. So I do feel there might have been something in his system where he had taken something that week that actually triggered this to start to take place, even though it may not have actually been something he took the moment he passed. Do you know? Have y'all gotten the autopsy results, or there was no autopsy done?
I haven't heard back from that yet, so I
Okay,
don't know if it
that's
has come
okay.
back. But about the legal issues, he was going through a divorce. So
Okay, got it. So the legal issues of the divorce that he was going through, that pretty much set him on a path to losing his mind. He is not blaming the person he was divorcing. He's just acknowledging that he just couldn't deal with everything and that just pushed him over his limit and that he had a psychotic breakdown. He also makes me feel that he tried to write something or leave or message someone or write something, but they may have misunderstood or not fully understood everything that he was trying to convey because he wasn't in his right state of mind when he sent the message or he wrote it down. Do you know if someone got a message from him right before he passed?
not that anyone has said. Well, he was talking to some of his friends, but in the messages, it was like he was normal from everybody's feedback that he was very normal. He was talking about the future and like what's going to happen that week, and they're all going to get on together, and so there was no definite signs that anybody
There's another not it has to be someone else. Do you know if he messaged the ex?
that. See, I don't know any of that part.
That's who I think he messaged, or that's who might have gotten a message from him. Because he's making me feel like something was off with the way he sent the message or he wrote, and that people may have misunderstood where he was coming from or what he was talking about. He also is acknowledging, thank you, the number 11 and the number 12. Do you know if November 12th is connected or November and December are connected in dates?
The December is his birthday.
Got it. And do you know if November is connected? If there's an anniversary?
No, not that I know of.
He's There's another person trying to get in. There's a female coming in. I can't say no to her. There's a female coming in. So let me put him first to the side for a second because I got a female popping into the picture. This is an older female, so this definitely comes across as older than you. So this would be like an aunt or a grandmother. She's kind of like direct in her speech, so I want to say she's very blunt or to the point because she comes across this way. She also keeps acknowledging that people might have sometimes misunderstood her, even though she meant well. Do you have an older female in spirit who passed away? She might have passed of some sort of complication from an illness, but she passed away from a complication, and she could have been a little bit direct with people and sometimes even been a little offensive, even though that's not what she intended.
It could be anyone, but recently last week, a aunt of mine passed away.
Okay. The reason why I was talking about the bluntness or directness, I keep thinking of Roseanne Barr. That's why. And Roseanne Barr, for me, that's a person that comes across very blunt or direct and can be funny, but sometimes it's like, girl, I can't believe you said it to me. This is how this female's coming across. Do you know, is your aunt, did she pass away from complications of an illness?
Kind of, from what I understand, from some type of medical issue that happened.
Okay. And you said she just passed away this past week?
Yes.
Okay, that would be November. So this might be the November connection where that was coming from. She also is acknowledging the family of three. I almost want to say two of one sex and one of the other. Does she have a family of three or three kids?
You know, they're also there last year. Another like aunt of mine passed away. Said only two, so there's two of them that.
On November?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, see, this is what happens. When there's more than one that has something in common, they tend to want to get in on the same conversation. And so we could definitely have one of the... Who's got the family of three, where like there's two of one sex and one of the other? Didn't know if one of them had three kids or had the three?
One had two kids. The other one had four.
Okay. The one that had two, is that the first one that we were talking to?
Yes.
Yeah. She had a miscarriage, or there's another child that's connected to her there. So, because she says there's three. So you might need to confirm with the family, or you might need to check, but she's just acknowledging herself that this is her, and she's acknowledging the three. So I want to say there is a third child, but either it died early on or she had a miscarriage, but she's acknowledging the three. She just wants to say hello and that she's okay. She says she's got the other aunt. She's also okay. She's showing her the ropes. So the other aunt that passed last year is showing the one that passed last week the ropes so that she understands how to deal with stuff there. The guy, okay, now the guy's coming back in. He wants to apologize to his family. He also says he never meant to make anyone feel like they're responsible or like it's their fault. It's not no one's fault. He's not even blaming himself because he says he lost his mind or he had a psychotic breakdown. So he's acknowledging that as well. The day that he passed, did he go to the store and then come back?
I wasn't around, so I don't know exactly.
Okay. If he went to the store and came back, there might even be someone that saw him that said that he was a little off or something seemed a little bit weird. So if y'all look into people who may have been around him around the last day, there's someone that might be able to validate that he was not in his right state of mind. He's also writing on my skin, so he's acknowledging that someone's going to get a tattoo for him. So he's referencing that as well. He also says, I'm the shadow. So someone might have seen a shadow or encountered a shadow. That's going to be him. So he's acknowledging that that's him as well.
Okay.
He's okay. He's okay. When someone passes away and it's suicide, it depends on what kind of suicide, but when it's suicide, they kind of have to go through this whole like process over there because there's so many details that people, when they pass, they don't know in the moment or they don't realize, and then they have to go back over and kind of reassume their mindset and their like life and figure some things out. And I think he's still going through this process of figuring some things out. He's also throwing, I don't know if he's throwing an orange ball or he's throwing a ball. So there might be a memory or a picture of him throwing a ball or with an orange ball, but he's acknowledging connection to that as well. He's okay. He doesn't want anyone to worry about him, but the details that you couldn't figure out, go back over the recording, write them down and check with people because some of that may start to come up.
Okay.
Okay. All right, sweetheart. You take care of
Thank
yourself.
you.
You're welcome. All right, I think I do one more. Let's see if I can get a male on here because it's all been female. So let's see if I can get a male. No males. No males in the room. Somebody added. No. Trying to figure out who to pick. I'm feeling stuck between two options. Let's go with Angeline because I've already gotten a poll from her twice. See if I can get her on the line here. 23, Angeline, 23. I'm here. So she, okay. Hello. Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
Fine, thanks. Thank you for letting me come on.
Of course, of course. What did you want to ask me?
So currently my grandmother, she just got out of the hospital tonight, and she's been having a lot of issues with dehydration and so forth. She's 94. So I'm just curious, is this going to be like, are we going to have, I guess essentially, are we going to have more time with her? Because I'm really worried about her.
Do you know if she has a fracture?
And her spine. She's
Okay.
had it for a while and they won't fix it because of her age.
Yeah. I feel like they're setting her up for failure. That's what I feel. I mean, I
That,
know they don't want to like work on her because there's a lot of other things with that. But at the same time, I feel like this is like they're setting her up for failure.
that's what it feels like because with and I know COVID is happening right now too, which is
Yeah.
huge. But I feel like they're just kind of
That's not
pushing.
good though. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not worried with her and COVID. I'm worried with her and like sepsis or an internal infection that might get out of hand. If she starts to have weird tremors or twitching with her body, I feel like it's connected to the actual fracture. Something's going on where it's like kind of pressing into, and I feel like it's messing with something and it might create other issues. If y'all can get her past the 5 or 6 month mark, then she can go on further. But it's the 5 or 6 month mark that's going to be kind of a make or break thing for her, in my opinion. So I feel like getting her past that 5 or 6 month mark is going to be the marker of whether she'll be here a lot longer or she'll be going sooner rather than later. But I feel like keep an eye out for if she starts complaining about more sensitivity with temperature, and if she starts complaining, even though she may always be cold, but if she starts really saying it's like frigid or it's like super cold, that's when y'all know something's up because y'all need to go get her tested with her blood to see if she's got sepsis or she's got an infection in her blood, because I feel like ultimately the blood infection may be the thing that causes the biggest issue.
Okay.
Because with the blood becoming contaminated or infected, I feel like that may start to create pockets of liquid, and you may start to see these like swollen tissue or swollen liquid pockets. And I feel like I don't know how that would even. I don't know enough medically to know how that would be connected, but I feel like it's all going to be connected. So if you start seeing like swollen pockets of tissue or like fluid buildup tissue, and then you also, as she starts to complain about it being super cold, I feel like there's a sepsis vibe that's coming across her or some issues with her blood that y'all need to get checked out.
Yeah, she's the only one that we have left in that side of the family, and it's just
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. And they are ready, by the way, they are ready for her. So they're like, could y'all just let her go? So they're like, could y'all just let her go? So, but she's going on her own terms. Even y'all cannot decide when she's going to go because she's going to go by her own terms. But 5 or 6 months is that marker. So keep an eye on her for that during that time.
Okay, thank you, Fernie. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So, by the way, is there a dog named Wally or Wallace or W? Like Willie? There's a dog named Willie.
The only dogs that I remember would be Cruiser and Puppy.
Mm-mm. There's a Willie.
My grandmother, Willie.
Oh, your grandmother's name is Willie. Oh, okay, got it. Why did they call her a dog?
Oh no.
So we called her a dog. I don't know why they called her a dog. Like, why is it? I'm seeing like a dog. Maybe they were. You know what? I think I know what it is. Because Teresa Caputo's one of her dogs, his name is Willie. So I'm thinking of the dog that she had named Willie. So then maybe he's trying to get me to say her name. So that's probably what. Yeah, they're ready for her, but again, it's on her terms, and just watch out for the next 5 or 6 months.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. You take care.
You too.
Bye-bye. All right, guys, I am done. So I love you all. I will be back here on Friday, same time, same place. I'm about to get off, and then I'm going to get back on because I'm doing our study group for Course in Miracles. So for those of you who want to be a participant, go ahead and like jump on with us in a few moments. So I'll be back in a few moments. Love you all. I will see you on Friday.